I'm on a public walkway. Why don't you stop harassing me and get the hell out of here, Briggs?
Sir, it's a street.
What's your badge number?
3, 4.
Take a hike.
3, 4. You're in the streets. Sir.
Take a hike.
Well, no, we're not going to sit here and argue this because, you know, I know rights. Unless you suspect me of committing a crime, you can't detain me. It's an illegal detainment. Am I free to go?
You're not.
What crime am I suspected of committing?
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
No, you're not. Where's your supervisor? Get him out here.
Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into two fascinating and, frankly, intense interactions between citizens and police officers captured on video. These clips aren't just random encounters. They highlight some crucial points about your rights, police authority, and the power of documentation in public spaces and during stops.
What's up?
Sergeant Briggs.
Hey, how you doing?
And you are? I'm recording you too. So
Okay,
we're fine.
that's fine. I don't care to tell you who I am.
Just asking what you're doing.
All right.
In this day and age, when law enforcement is getting attacked, we have to ask questions. But as the police stay on the street, it's a public street. I don't want you to get hit by a car. And now I'm going to tell you to get out of the street before I continue to pedestrian and road.
Are you threatening me right now, sir?
I'm telling you to stay out of the street. It's a public street.
I'm on a public walkway. Why don't you stop harassing me and get the hell out of here, Briggs?
Sir, it's a street.
What's your badge number?
3, 4.
Take a hike.
3, 4. You're in the streets. So
Take a hike.
I'm on a city-owned piece of property right now.
Quit trying to threaten me and boss me around.
I'm just telling you.
You think I'm going to put up with your... Do I look like the kind of guy that's going to put up with your bull crap?
Sir, I don't.
Do I
want you to
look
get
like
hit
the
by
kind
a
of guy
car.
who's going to put up with your bull crap? You're not worried one bit about my safety. Take a hike. I've made it... Listen, I've made it this far in my life without getting hit by any cars. I'll be fine without you.
Okay.
Go ahead and take a hike.
It's a public piece of property right here. It's the right of way. I'm going to stand in the right of way.
That's fine. You can follow me, stand wherever you want in the public area, but quit bossing me around and definitely quit threatening me.
I didn't threaten you.
You threatened to write me a ticket. In other words, you threatened to take money from me because you're upset that I wouldn't talk to you earlier.
No, I want you to stand.
All right, well, I'm at the end of the... No, that has nothing to do with it. Like I said, I made it this far in my life without getting hit by any cars. I'll be fine without you. Thanks for your help.
You're standing in a public street, sir. Please get out of the street. I don't want you to get hit by a car.
Weren't you told to leave? Where's your supervisor at? I've had enough of your harassment. Where's your supervisor?
In the building.
Go get him. Call him out.
Deputy Chief.
Call him out.
Deputy Chief Frank Patrick.
Call him out.
You can go around.
I told you to get your supervisor. You do as you're told. Get your supervisor.
You can go in the front lobby and request to speak to Deputy Chief Frank Patrick.
You don't obey very well, do you? Bad public servant. Go get your supervisor.
No, sir, I'm not.
When you're told to get your supervisor, it's your policy to do so. Trust me, I've seen your policies.
I will report it to him when I go inside.
I asked you to get your supervisor out here. Either that or you take a hike and stop harassing me. You want to follow me, that's fine, but stop threatening me. I've told you already before.
And I've told you repeatedly, please stay out of the streets.
No, shut the hell up. I can walk along the side of the street all I want.
There's certain rules. rules about that.
No, there's not.
Yes,
Shut up.
It's called pedestrian and roadway when sidewalk not.
And you're just upset because I wouldn't talk to you a few minutes ago, and you're threatening to write me a ticket for walking along the street.
I really don't care, sir.
Yeah, then take a hike. Then get the hell out of here.
I don't have to.
If you don't care, then leave. Okay, don't threaten me again, Briggs. Where is your supervisor at?
Deputy Chief Frank Paget. Go around the front of the building, go in the front lobby, and ask to speak to Deputy Chief Paget.
I think he's calling your supervisor for you.
Okay.
No? Hey, will you call his supervisor for me? He's refusing to get him.
I've told you how
He
to contact.
doesn't have to? What the hell is wrong with you, son?
I'm not your son.
What the hell is wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong.
Do you understand who you work for? We didn't hire you to threaten and abuse us. We hired you to serve us.
I haven't threatened
Quit
you.
walking around threatening and intimidating people.
I haven't threatened you.
First, let's look at a situation straight out of a street encounter. Here, we see an individual filming an officer on what they assert is a public walkway. The officer asks what they're doing, and the person filming refuses to answer. This immediately sets the stage for a common point of tension. Do you have to talk to the police? In this clip, the individual clearly believes they don't, repeatedly refusing to engage beyond asking the officer what he is doing. Things escalate when the officer is perceived as threatening a ticket for walking along the side of the street. The person filming pushes back hard against this, saying the officer is just upset because they wouldn't talk earlier and telling him to take a hike. They firmly state they can walk along the side of the street all they want. This highlights a citizen asserting their right to be in a public space without being harassed or threatened. A key tactic we see the individual use here is demanding the officer's supervisor. They insist it's policy for the officer to get their supervisor when asked and repeatedly tell the officer, identified as Briggs, to go get him. They also identify their purpose for recording as being for fun and for education.
Were you just over at 1119 Zoll Street?
Do you suspect me of being over there?
Do I suspect you of being over there? We have some information that you were over there.
Well,
So I'm asking you if you were over there.
no.
No? Okay, so someone said they saw you on the video footage on
Well,
their camera.
They can have video footage all they want.
Okay.
Do you
have
suspect me
your
of a
ID?
crime?
Do you have your ID?
Do you
on
suspect me of a crime?
Do you have your ID on you?
What
sir?
crime do you suspect me of committing?
Do you have your ID, sir?
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
have
See,
your
you just
ID,
pulled
sir?
me over. Do you suspect me of committing a crime?
Do you have your ID on you?
Am I being detained or am I free to go?
Do you have your ID
Am
on
I
you?
being detained or am I free to go?
Do you have your ID
Am
on
I
you?
being detained or am I free to go? Am I being arrested?
Okay, you're not being arrested.
Am I free to
Tony.
go?
No, you're not free to go. Okay, so county is needing to serve you with an order of protection. Okay,
An order of protection.
Yes.
Haven't I already been served of one?
what's that?
Didn't the county serve me one last October?
So this is a full order of protection. So you need to be served with that, and you need to make sure that you're not going over to 119 Zoll or 11.
That's my house for one.
Okay.
We're gonna stop you right there. That's my house that I'm paying for. The full order of protection, serve it because I'm gonna dismantle it next month with corporate lawyers. What's your name and your badge number?
My name's Corporal Blevins, badge number 119.
119. What's your name and badge number?
My name's
Both
Officer
of you.
King,
All
and
of you.
My badge number is 142.
What's your name and badge number?
number 124.
Okay, because I'm gonna serve you guys too with papers, and I'm gonna sue you guys for illegally removing me from my home without any evidence.
Nobody
Those are my
removed you.
children.
Nobody
I'm allowed to
removed
see my children, and you guys are serving me with protection order against what? What is she so afraid of me for?
Okay. I don't know that. That's not for me.
Well,
That's for
she,
the county.
you better go serve her and tell her she has to let me see my children
If you
because
file-
there is
if you
no.
file those papers,
I'm
that
speaking.
can be done.
I'm
I
speaking.
don't care if you're speaking or
Well,
not.
I don't
I'm-
care if you're speaking either. I'm
telling
going to
you
talk
exactly
all
how it
over
is,
you,
okay?
Sergeant.
I'm not a sergeant. I'm a corporal.
Corporal. Okay, I missed a stripe.
All right.
Corporal.
So we're going to go ahead and get that taken care of. Okay. So,
Well, we're not going to keep me here longer than necessary.
nope. As long as we can get them out here, we get you served, we'll get you out of here. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are going to be sued too. I'm suing this whole county.
Okay.
You guys have given me enough for a lawsuit.
Yes, sir.
If I'm not being arrested, I am free to go.
Now you're being detained right
For
now.
what crime?
So they can go ahead and get you served.
That's not a crime.
Okay.
You gotta
So-
you gotta suspect me of a crime being committed to detain me. What crime do you suspect me of being committed to detain me?
Okay. So you are going to be served
That's not a crime being served.
Okay. So they're on
You
their way
cannot
now.
detain me to serve me. No, you can't.
So they're en route right now.
You cannot detain me to serve me.
So
You cannot detain me to serve me. Am I free to
we're
go?
not going to sit here and argue this.
Well, no, we're not going to sit here and argue this because I know rights. Unless you suspect me of committing a crime, you can't detain me. It's an illegal detainment. Am I free to go?
You're not.
What crime am I suspected of committing?
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
No, you're not. Where's your supervisor? Get him out here.
Okay.
Right now. All right. So, what information does she want on me? What information do you want on me? What do you want?
Well, I already
What kind
asked
of
you for your ID.
What kind of?
Give it to
Well,
me.
I'm not going to give you my ID.
Okay.
I don't have
That's
to
fine.
because there's no crime. So what?
Okay.
What information do you want?
I just asked you.
No, you just want to see if I have any kind of warrant so you can put the cuffs on me and be a little rough. Check it out, dude. Don't me. Like your badge and your gun don't scare me.
Okay.
So yeah, just back the up.
Okay.
Who's gonna be here first, county or your supervisor?
My supervisor's on his way, so.
Well, the county better hurry up, because you guys can't detain me. You know you can't detain me. It's an illegal detainment. You guys are. Yeah, that woman can't keep me from my children. That's not what the full order of protection says, is it?
No, it's military though.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, period. Are you prior military?
I am.
Well, you know what? You should be fucking ashamed serving a bunch of corruption.
Okay.
And we'll just leave it at that. Because you took an oath to the Constitution first.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're to uphold first.
And I also serve and protect.
Hey, what does that stupid think I'm gonna do to her? What if hey, let me ask you. I'm asking you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. Would it be? I'm not coming around her. I'm coming around to see my children.
Okay,
She alien. Shut up and let me talk.
Okay, you talk.
Would it make sense for me to go up there and? Would it make sense? Would that not be stupid on my part? Would that not get me locked up in jail?
I would like to think so.
Okay then. Oh my God, I have a brain.
Look at the county deputies here. So.
Good. She can serve me and your supervisor can go back home.
Okay.
You can just back up off my woman. Tell her to back up, dude.
No.
Yeah, she can back up.
No, she can stand right there.
Why?
I'm not going to do that. It's for my protection and safety.
Oh,
I just
for
wanna
your
make sure
protection
you're
and
not doing
safety?
anything in here that I can't see.
I'm
Okay?
videotaping you.
Me too.
We are too.
But I am videotaping
Me too.
you.
Me
So
too.
what else am I going to do with my hands,
Me
dummy?
too. I'm just making sure. So that's it.
Man, you guys don't like me. I know that. I don't like you either. Maybe in person, but not in that badge and uniform. You guys don't know shit to the Constitution at all. And, oh, by the way, there's a Supreme Court ruling that you guys are not responsible for the protection of people. There's 2 of them in Brooklyn. One of them's actually over a protection order. Maybe you should fucking look them up. Because your first oath is to defend the Constitution from foreign and domestic enemies, to secure the fundamental rights of the people. Those who trade liberty for safety deserve neither, and they lose both. Yeah, use your brain. By the way, I don't consent to any of this.
Hey there, I'm Deputy Calloway.
Badge number?
3 David 17. Are you, Tony?
Do you suspect my name of being Tony?
I sure do.
Okay, well then deliver.
There is a full order of protection against you, and it's
Clarissa.
Clarissa Lacey Marie McIntyre,
Mm-hmm.
who wishes that you have no contact with her whatsoever.
Okay, well, what about my children?
All right, so it's going to be all on this form.
What? I want you to explain it to me. That's how you're serving me.
Are you going to let me, or are you going to keep talking?
Go ahead.
Okay. Alrighty. So we can just start from the beginning, since you want me to explain it all. Violation is this order may be punished by confinement in jail as long as 4 years and a fine of $10,000. If so ordered by the court, respondent is forbidden to enter or stay at petitioner's residence. There's a website for more information regarding that order.
Real quick, I got a question about that. Enter in or stay.
Yeah.
Doesn't say I can't go there and knock on the door, does it?
Yeah, do not go to her
That's
house.
my house. It's not her house.
But she resides there.
Well, she's going to be evicted.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to evict her ass.
That's your
So
right.
I hope you're ready to fucking go serve her.
Okay.
That's
my
because
job.
that's what tyranny is.
That's my job.
Yep, that's your job.
Alrighty. There's evidence. Upon due consideration of the matter, the court finds that you and the petitioner has proven the.
I haven't been to court about this matter.
Here.
Is there anything about my children? Is there anything about saying that I can't see my children?
Since you will not allow me to talk, you can read it.
Well, I have questions.
You will not allow me to read it. I will recite it to you. You will not allow me to.
Well, that's what you guys do, right? Isn't that what you guys do when I'm trying to explain something? You go, hold on, I got a question about that.
Yeah, because we're
see, I'm trying to do my job too.
All right, well, you have a great day. You've been served your paperwork.
Yep.
Do not go in her house. Her house.
Guess what?
As of right now, it is hers, and it is not
Guess
yours.
what? It is my house. My name is on the mother lease. Bye. You're dismissed. See you later, piggies. Go yourselves.
Do you need to talk to a supervisor?
No, you can kiss my face.
All right, have a good day.
Lame.
Now, let's turn to our second scenario, a traffic stop. This is a different context than walking down the street, and it introduces some complexities. The individual, Tony, is pulled over by the Warrensburg Police Department. His immediate questions are critical. What crime do you suspect me of committing? And am I being detained, or am I free to go? These are fundamental questions to establish the basis of the stop and whether compliance is legally required beyond initial identification, which he later refuses to provide as no crime was stated. The initial officer, King, doesn't state a crime, but keeps asking Tony about his ex-wife and a specific location. Tony repeatedly refuses to answer these questions, standing firm on his right to remain silent unless suspected of a crime. This is another critical assertion of rights. You generally are not required to answer an officer's questions, especially if you're only being detained. We learned from the channel host's analysis that the reason for the stop was to serve Tony a restraining order from his ex-wife. This is where the legal nuance comes in. The host did research and found information about the Supreme Court case Hyen versus North Carolina. According to the analysis, this ruling allows officers to make a traffic stop even if based on a reasonable factual or legal mistake. The host explains that this means police can get away with pulling you over, seizing your license, and not know what they're pulling you over for if their mistake was reasonable. This ruling was from 2014, meaning it's current law. The host concludes that because of this ruling, the officers could legally pull Tony over for the purpose of serving the order. However, Tony pushes back by exercising his right to not answer questions and not surrendering his license, since he argues he hasn't committed a crime and cannot be detained just for service of process. He insists they must suspect him of a crime to detain him. He also demands a supervisor. The host notes that Tony would be spot on about a legal detainment if he were just walking on the sidewalk, but the traffic stop context, potentially impacted by rulings like Hyen, changes things. The host also mentions another relevant Supreme Court reference Tony makes, or references without naming Castle Rock versus Gonzalez. This case, according to the analysis, ruled that police agencies are not obligated to provide protection to citizens. The host suggests that in Tony's case, the officers might have served the order via a traffic stop, not because it was the only way, but possibly to mess with Tony. Comparing these two clips, we see individuals standing up for themselves and asserting rights they believe they have. Both resort to demanding supervisors when the interaction goes poorly from their perspective. Both are documenting the encounter. However, the traffic stop scenario introduces specific legal precedents, Hyen versus North Carolina, that, according to the analysis, might allow officers more leeway than common understanding suggests, even permitting stops based on reasonable mistakes. So, what profound lesson can we draw from these real-life encounters? Here it is. Knowing your rights is absolutely essential, but it is only the first step. These clips show that even when you understand concepts like the right to remain silent or the right to be free from unreasonable seizure, navigating a real-world interaction with law enforcement can be incredibly complex. Officers may be operating under specific legal interpretations or precedents, or even genuine mistakes that are deemed reasonable by the courts, like the scenario described under Hyen versus North Carolina. The truly profound lesson is this. Assertion of rights requires not just knowledge, but documentation and perseverance in the face of complex and sometimes challenging interpretations of the law. Filming these encounters, as both individuals did, becomes a critical tool. It provides an objective record of what was said and done, which would be invaluable later, whether for education, legal challenges, as Tony mentions preparing for, or simply accountability. It's a reminder that the rights written on paper meet the messy reality of human interaction and legal interpretation in the streets. Stay informed, stay safe, and keep documenting.